How you get like that? How the whole team go flex like? How the whole phone take a jet like? How the thing go flex like?
How you get like that? How the whole team go flex like that? How you fly a jet like that? How you be on the road when the feds like that? And the feds go hard, so we gotta hit the gas when we see them cars. Now we can't go back, won't see them bars. Locked in the gym, now we them stars. Now we
Hey yo, what up squad? Hey, what up Finland? Welcome back to HOODROK Entertainment, the most realest, illest, dopest, and most active reaction channel on YouTube, bro. Yo, geography now. We made it to your geography now. Can't wait to get into this. I've done Germany, done Poland, done Albania, done Sweden. Damn. So, I think France is next. And then we've got Greece, we've got, all the European countries are coming up, man. Hit that notification bell, tap that like button, subscribe. I still got some of the joint left from the last one. You're probably looking at this like, yo, that's the whole joint. Nah, man, I wrote that extra long one, bro. So, we're still blazing. You know what I mean? We still blazing. So, if you haven't already, go grab your shit, roll your shit up, pack your cone, your bone, whatever it is, and kick back, relax, enjoy the reaction, bro. Yo, I love this geography stuff, bro. I like the hosts too. They make it interesting, bro. I like the way they make it interesting. They make it fun. It's not just some boring narrator talking that international English over top of the whatever it is, you know what I mean? So, yo, let's get into this, bro. HOODROK Entertainment, realest, illest, dopest. Let's go, yo. Shout out Finland too.
Finland.
If you're interested in the hip hop, check out my reactions to like Ghetto Mesa, what's his name, MSK, MKD, cats like that. Rest in peace too, by the way. Check out all my reactions, bro.
Let's talk about this place that I totally have no preconceived biases towards.
It's time to learn geography now!
Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbie. Welcome to the dark sheep of Northern Europe. All the other Nordic countries are like la 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 la, while Finland is like we'll get into the heavy metal thing in a bit. But first, now just remember, Finland is Nordic, but don't call it Scandinavian. There's a huge difference. That title only belongs to Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. First of all, Finland is located in Northern Europe, lying on the Gulf of Finland and the Gulf of Bothnia, east of all that Scandinavian stuff. To the west, they border Sweden on the Torne River, or the Tornionjoki, until it reaches the tri-point border with Norway at the three-country Cairnstone. And to the east, they border big old Russia with another tri-point border with Norway that looks like this. The country is divided into 19 regions, or maakunta, with the autonomous region that we'll talk about a little bit later, and the capital of Helsinki, located in the south on the Gulf of Finland, which is also the second most northern capital in the world after Reykjavik, Iceland. The country also owns...
Yo, the second most northern capital in the world? I'm from the most southern capital in the world. I'm from New Zealand, right? I'm from Wellington, New Zealand. Wellington being New Zealand's capital, and New Zealand being the most southern country in the world. I'm from the most southern capital in the world. So that's dope.
Finland, which is also the second most northern capital in the world after Reykjavik, Iceland. The country also owns about 180,000 islands, the highest concentration of which found in the Baltic off the coast in the Åland archipelago. Keep in mind, parts of Finland also lie within the Arctic Circle. That's how far up north they are. And the three busiest airports are Helsinki, Oulu, and Rovaniemi. Now, my favorite part, territorial anomalies! First of all,
damn, just a little bit in common then, I guess. We're part of the Antarctic Circle, which is the South Pole. These are part of the Arctic Circle, which is the North Pole. Gotcha.
With Russia, there are too many split islands and penne enclaves. The islands of Aikaniemi and Sursari, Tarasinsari Islands and lakes, the island in the Koitajoki River. Seriously, just play around with Google Earth and see how many you can find. Finally, we get to Sweden and things get interesting. Most of the borders with Sweden run along Sweden that eventually flow into the Torne River, and then we get a strange golf course that is split between the two countries in the town of Tornio and Sweden. Not only that, but then you have the strange
if you're interested in any Swedish reactions, there's over 180 hip-hop reactions from Sweden on my channel as well, yo.
Market Island, right next to Åland in the Gulf of Bothnia, which has an inverted S-shaped border. It had to do with a lighthouse that was built belonging to Finland, but then Sweden was like, hey, it's too close to our side of the island, So they drew a border that was like this to give each side equal shares of the land. See this archipelago cluster of islands right here? Yeah, it belongs to Finland, even though most of the people here speak Swedish. Åland is Finland's strange little administrative anomaly. Long story short, it used to belong to speak Swedish. Åland is Finland's strange little administrative anomaly. Long story short, it used to belong to Sweden, but then the Russians took over it in addition to Finland. Then after the Russian Revolution, Finland became free, and then the UN decided Åland should belong to Finland with autonomy. But then the Soviets started attacking again, and then Finland was like, nope, and then fought back relentlessly, defending themselves and Åland, and Sweden just kind of didn't really do much for Åland as they decided to stay neutral. Finland defending Åland was kind of like the turning point. Now it's kind of like, Åland, come back to me! Look, Sweden, we had some great times, but you kind of really didn't do much for me when things got crazy. I mean, Finland defended me, okay? And he treats me well, okay? His tax incentives are great. It's time to move on. It's not me. It's you. Åland. Also, threatened that if Åland was ceded back to Sweden, they would demand the Tornio Valley. Now, before the whole Soviet thing, Finland operated the regions of Karelia, Sala, Kuusamo, Petsamo, and some extra islands in the Gulf. After the wars with the Soviets, these regions were all ceded back to Russia, effectively cutting off their access to the Arctic Ocean. Very quickly, some notable sites and landmarks would have to be the old castles like Savonlinna, Hämeenlinna, Lavinlinna, and the most renowned Suomenlinna.
Damn, that looks cool.
What Linna means by now. Rovaniemi is otherwise known as the home of Santa Claus, where you can go reindeer sledding. Inari and Ivalo is where you can get a real Sami traditional cultural experience. Hold
on. Let me move my shit. I'm missing out on some shit here. Let me run that back too. I don't like missing shit.
Castles like Savonlinna, Hämeenlinna, Lavinlinna, and the most renowned Suomenlinna. You can probably guess what Linna means by now. Rovaniemi is otherwise known as the home of Santa Claus, where you can go reindeer sledding. Inari and Ivalo is where you can get traditional cultural experience.
Maybe I'm too hard.
Helsinki is the epicenter of Finnish architecture and culture, with landmarks such as the Tempeli Alpine Church excavated into a rock, Mannerheim Street, the busiest road with all the shops, and austere post-Soviet influenced blocky colonnaded buildings, or the iconic Helsinki Cathedral. Now those are all great, but Finland isn't really much of a tight metropolitan type of country. They love their space and have quite a bunch of it. Let's see what lies outside these cities, shall we? Now, if you want me to make this simple, some would argue that Finland is the best winter wonderland in the world. I mean, Canada's cool, but they have too many bears, and Iceland is too explodey, and Russia is too cold. Seriously though, the land is generally flat except in the north by the border with Norway, in which the highest mountain can be found, Mount Halti, although the peak is in Norway. However, in Norway, in which the highest mountain can be found, Mount Halti.
Is that the highest mountain? Real? Okay. We wouldn't really call that a mountain in New Zealand per se. I guess like a hill with snow on it. I'm playing.
Although the peak is in Norway. However,
alright. Yeah, alright. In that picture, it's a mountain. Okay. Yeah, I see.
Norway plans to give Finland a peak for their 100th
So from a different angle.
From the Soviets. Finland
the photo is probably taken halfway up.
Refreshing, usually ranking in the top 3 countries in the world with the cleanest air quality.
New Zealand #1, bro. Hell yeah, New Zealand #1 country in the world with the cleanest air. Also, the most fertile land on the planet. Also, #1 place in the world to raise a family. Also, #1 place in the world to retire to.
This is partially because Finland is almost 80% covered in forest, one of the highest concentrations per square kilometer.
Man, it looks like New Zealand.
This makes Finland the largest producer of wood in the EU and one of the top in the world. Not only that, but Finland has about 188,000 lakes, most heavily concentrated in lakeland, and in addition to lakes, 10% of the country is comprised of
now that's cool, bro.
Lakeland. Not only that, but
that's cool, bro. That's cool.
Finland has about 188,000 lakes, most heavily concentrated in lakeland, and in addition to lakes, about 10% of the country is comprised of all water bodies like rivers, ponds, and streams. When mixed with the land, this makes about 1/3 of the country home to swamps and bogs, making it the highest wetland proportion country in Europe and disputably the world. Maybe, but our floods are crazier. Fittingly, the name for swamp in Finnish is suo, and the word for Finland is suomi. I mean, technically, they also have like...
Damn. Okay, totally not like New Zealand then. My bad.
For swamp like Rame, Neva, Leto, Luhta, Laiteko, Apa, Paisa, Yanka, and Korpi. And they love these.
Was that good translation? It sounds to me like he nailed it. I wouldn't have a clue. But Let me know if he nailed that, bro.
Swamps. One Finnish pastime is jumping in the mud sometimes.
I noticed at the start that he'd spend a bit of time there.
The landscape of Finland is shaped that way because imagine what happens when you crush something under a heavy glacier for a really long time, and then after the glacier melts, you're left with pockety erosion and mineral residue all over. Not only that, but Finland is experiencing a post-glacial rebound in which the land is steadily rising along the coast of the Gulf of Bothnia. Every year, Finland gains about 7 square kilometers and is technically rising out of the sea. The longest river is the Kemi.
So every year, your country gets bigger. That's dope.
Joki that passes through Lapland and reaches the Gulf of Bothnia. And the largest lake as well.
Yo, sorry I keep pausing it, but other countries are having the total opposite problem. Especially countries like my country, islands in the Pacific, other islands in the Pacific. The climate change, the water's rising. You know what I mean?
Fourth largest in Europe, Lake Saimaa is located in the southeast. Because Finland is so far north, they are known for being the land of the midnight sun, as during summer you can literally see the sun for 24 hours a day in the northern parts by the Arctic Circle. And of course in the winter times there's hardly any sunlight at all, but if you're lucky you can witness an aurora borealis, especially in the northern parts. Oh, and by the way, the national animals are the whooper swan and the brown bear. Finnish agriculture is of course very standard for northern European countries, lots of rye wheat, turnips, potatoes, and of course fishing is huge out here. However, due to the abundance of lakes and rivers,
fishing is huge here.
Domestic freshwater fish like perch, zander, and kuku as opposed to the sea fish. Speaking of which, coming to Finland, chances are you will eventually try rain.
That's cool. So you prefer freshwater fish? That's cool, because I love fish. I love all fish. You know what I mean?
Deer meat in some shape or form, whether in stew or grilled. In Lapland, you might
yum.
You can try mami, a pudding made of rye.
Oh, I love
every Finn will make every visitor try this strong, salty salmiakki. They love salmiakki so much that they made it into an ice cream, and it's so good, and I'm so mad they don't sell it in my hometown. Oh, yeah, and then we build ice hotels, and there's like this cool water.
What's that ice cream made out of?
Salty salmiakki. They love salmiakki so much that they made it into an ice cream, and it's so good, and I'm so mad they don't sell it in my hometown. Oh, yeah, in the wintertime they build ice hotels, and there's like this cool waterfall in the Paratisi Kuru area in the Uru Kekkonen National Park. Okay, let's talk about Finnish people. Okay, if you go to Finland, you will most likely experience a rather intense yet intriguing social construct. First of all, the country has about 5.5 million people and is the most sparsely populated country in the EU.
How much? 5.5.
The country has about 5.5 million.
About the same as New Zealand. Alright, so about the same as New Zealand. We've got 5 million people in New Zealand.
People and is the most sparsely populated country in the EU. The country is about 90% ethnically Finnish, about 6% are Swedish, and the rest is made up of everything else under the sun like Russians, Estonians, Asians, and Africans. They use the euro as currency, they use the type CEF outlets, and they drive on the right side of the road. Of course, the Finnish people speak the Finnish language, which is arguably one of the hardest languages on earth to learn. Conjugation is a mess. Nouns and adjectives have inflectionary forms, whatever that means. Nonetheless, Finland has one of the best schooling systems.
Just thought I'd show you my plug.
Shorter, less homework is given, and there are virtually no mandated standardized tests apart from the exam you take in your final senior year of high school. Also, if you get your PhD, you have the option to get a sword and a top hat along with your diploma. This is also why Finland is one of the most English-friendly countries in Europe. Children are taught around ages 9 to 11, and most people of the younger generation
So from about 9 to 11 you're taught English?
Can at least hold an impressively fluid conversation.
That's cool, bro. I learned how to speak English when I was 9. Right? I'm a Maori. I'm a Maori, which is part of the Pacific Island family, part of the same family as the Tongans, the Samoans, Hawaiians, Fijians, and we're the natives of New Zealand. And I spoke my language long before I spoke English.
Finland is actually a conscription country in which all men ages 18 and up are required to serve either in the military or civilian services anywhere from 165 days to a year, depending on the type of service applied for. All in services anywhere in which all men can at least hold an impressively fluid conversation. Finland is actually a conscription country in which all men ages 18 and up are required to serve either in the military or civilian services anywhere.
What if you're a gang member and a criminal? And I'm being serious here. What happens to those that are like, because I know that, well, in New Zealand, you can't serve in the army, or you can't serve in the police force, you can't serve in any force in New Zealand if you have convictions, prior convictions, or if you have a history of crime or anything like that. So what happens there? What would happen with someone like me? Right, because I went to prison at 15. And I got out at 20 years old. So what would happen with me there? Because are you still allowed to serve in the army there if you have prior convictions, if you have criminal convictions and stuff like that, or if you're a known gang member? Let me know, bro. Drop that in the comments.
Anywhere from 165 days to a year, depending on the type of service applied for. Åland Islands are exempt from the military conscription, but are required to serve in some kind of institution like the Coast Guard or civil services. Finnish culture is actually pretty funny. The stereotype is that Finns are incredibly quiet and don't talk that much in most public transactions. Just mind your business and no small talk. The cartoon Finnish Nightmares illustrates this concept pretty well. Check it out. Which is funny because Finland is huge on the boisterous, loud, and flashy heavy metal culture, having the highest concentration of heavy metal bands out of any other country in the world, with maybe 650 per 1 million residents. Finns also invented the wife carrying competition, in which a man must carry either
I know what it
is.
is.
Girl that agrees to get tossed around in an obstacle course, and the winner gets the women's weight in beer. It's very strategic because if you want to win, you might want to carry a lighter wife, but if you want more beer, you better do your squats, bro. Now, if you must know one thing about Finnish culture, you have to know about sauna. The Finns invented the sauna. Most homes, hotels, and apartments have a sauna built into them. They actually had a sauna.
What?
The sauna, most homes, hotels, and apartments have a...
Most homes have a sauna. Are you kidding me? Bro, to use the sauna here in New Zealand, we have them at the public pools. We have them at the public swimming pools, right? And you never want to go in them and use them because they're always fucking packed out with people. Right, so to get a private one, it'll cost you like, I don't know, maybe $4 or $5 for an hour or something like that. 40 minutes, something crazy.
A sauna built into them. They actually had a sauna competition at one point, but then a Russian guy died and they had to kind of cancel it. Overall, though, there's a mindset known as sisu. It's kind of hard to explain the exact definition of it, but it kind of means something like guts or determination and never giving up, which really helped them along the fight with the Soviets. Sisu is to Finland what Jantaloten is to Denmark. There's so many other things I wish we could talk about, but we're running out of time. But we do have time for friend time! Historically, Finland was kind of always a little lonely.
Finland is tough, bro. To hold off the Soviets, 5 million people, bro. 5 million people. I understand that they're kind of big because I'm from a country of 5 million, and I think of my country trying to hold the Soviets off, and I think, damn, I understand this. I understand the extremity of that. How, you know what I mean? How massive that is, bro. It's crazy, bro.
Any trading routes ever went through this area. Bro. Even the Mongols were like, we're good. Nah, yeah, carry on. Nonetheless, over time, Finland did develop relations, and to this day is one of the most diplomatically outreached countries in the world. I mean, the Finnish passport is the #1 ranked and most sought after, as it has the highest number of visa-free countries applied to it. First of all, Finland generally gets along with other Nordic countries. However, they have the biggest frenemy relationship with Sweden. They'll trade and share a beer or two, but when hockey season comes, the bloodbath begins.
Hey, New Zealand, Australia. It sounds like us in Australia.
When it comes to Russia, Finland kind of has to be their friend because Russia has the longest border with them and business is important. Nonetheless, Russia is kind of seen as like the next door neighbor that you once got into an argument with, but then you kind of fix things up, but then you kind of really didn't get over it, and then you have to see them every other day in the morning as you go to work. Germans are always welcome in Finland.
I like the way this dude explains shit.
They just discovered and are trying to build a relationship with. Their best friends, though, might be Estonia and Norway. Everybody loves Norway. It's like the Cameroon of Europe. Norway has never had any controversy with Finland, and with the recent mountain gift proposal, relations are only strengthened. Estonia is like the nagging little sister that tries to imitate her bigger brother. I mean, they both even have the same national anthems, but in the end, they are family.
For real?
Finland always loves her. In conclusion, Finland really is
same national anthem,
with quiet people that transform into metal monsters after a pint of long drink, topping their days off, baking themselves in human ovens for fun. And with that, we finish the Finnish episode. Ah, you waited for that for over 10 minutes. Stay tuned.
Not really, but you.
The country that must not be named is coming up next.
North Macedonia. I'm doing that next. That's the next one. So, yo, that was dope. Let me know what you missed, bro. Let me know if you missed anything, if there's anything that you think you might have liked, you know what I mean? He might be wrong about. And let me know about that, what I was saying about serving, bro. Let me know if, like, you know what I mean, if that's correct. If I, you know, what would happen with someone like me, who's a registered gang member, and, you know, what that means, what a registered gang member means in New Zealand is you've been arrested by the police wearing gang paraphernalia and in the company of other gang members wearing the same stuff. So right. So let me know what would happen with someone like me, bro. Ex-prisoner, ex-gang member, you know, by the time I was 20. You know what I mean? Yo, that was fun, bro. Finland. You know what up, bro? Mad love from New Zealand, mad love from HOODROK Entertainment. Yo, hit that notification bell, tap that like button and subscribe, yo, alright? Stay safe, stay dangerous. I'm out. Peace.